Hello everyone, this is Jasmine aka Gladiator in Sweats, and I'm here with the daily tarot reading or energy reading for Monday, June 25th. So happy Monday to everyone. I want to say welcome to all the new subscribers and welcome back to all the returning ones. I'm very appreciative of all the support and just all the love that I've been receiving, and I'm just amazed at just how much support I've been receiving in such a short amount of time. I'm just feeling amazingly blessed with just all the support. So I just want to thank you guys first and foremost. But let's get into the cards today. I'm going to try and make this a little bit short and quick. So today we have the Death card reappearing, backed and supported by the Six of Coins in reverse, with the Chariot in reverse, backed and supported by the Two of Swords. So, and we have Three of Coins as the bottom of the deck. So just starting with the energies as far as like how we're collectively feeling. That feeling, again, as I've mentioned before, I feel like we're feeling very raw, we're feeling very vulnerable, and I want to say like the worst as well as best ways. And I don't even want to say worst where I just feel like, just to be real, I feel like that's kind of what's important, is that we honor our feelings, that we don't, pretend that what we feel is not real, or invalidate our own feelings or let others invalidate our feelings. So I feel like, yeah, we're feeling very, stripped. And I feel it's as scary or as painful as it can be. I feel like it's also very liberating for a lot of us when we are getting, I won't say getting through the end parts, but when we are like being able to look at it in hindsight as we are being triggered in that kind of context in our day-to-day, where we have these triggers or things that really do like hit us at our most sensitive points, where we maybe weren't even realizing or paying attention to before, how wow, that really does get to me. And so all of this to say, with this Six of Coins, but also because the Three of Coins is at the bottom of the deck, I'm seeing this as just a whole new way of being able to stand on our own 2 feet. Even with the Three of Coins here in this card, the way that the sun, I assume, or the star, just some luminous energy is starting to show through the trees. In this deck, as you seen yesterday, I believe we had the Ace of Coins. And so you see, like, you're kind of in this, I don't want to say just darkness, but it's just very much like, it's dark, but it's like mysterious, just very much in this realm of not knowing. Just the same way as, a seed doesn't really know what's going on. It's covered in darkness by the soil and the earth, and there's warmth received, there's love received, but it can't see it, but there's warmth received that does help it to grow to where eventually is able to see the light, see where that love was coming from. And I kind of feel like that's where we're at. Not necessarily so specifically to where, we're seeing the light. That could be the experience for some of us, where we're starting to feel like we're coming through like the end of a tunnel. But the Six of Coins, I'm seeing this as is also finding new ways of grounding ourselves, of stabilizing ourselves, of new ways of being practical, new ways of, if it is in a financial way, finding new ways of making money. For those of us that may have lost jobs or recently left jobs, or whatever the case may be, just seeing as on that level, just a new look, and you're just transforming maybe your income streams for the better. It's really coming into a balance, especially when you see even the Chariot in the Two, all of this very symbiotic balance here, where it's a give and take. It's not about just giving. Receiving is divine as well. And so in that aspect where maybe you're also receiving some sort of knowledge, I feel like maybe we're seeing things in a new way as far as our beliefs or the ways that we feel about ourselves, maybe the ways that we feel about our relationships with other people, especially when you think about all of this watery energy that we have been in, and just the fact that it is Cancer season. So I feel like a lot of us are feeling more wanting to connect with others, wanting to experience some sort of emotional, connection. And not just that, with this Chariot in reverse with the Two of Swords for the guidance, I'm seeing this as spirit or source, whatever you see, the creator, or whatever your name is, as letting your guides, or letting your higher self, letting whoever it is that you ultimately, like, you're just your intuition. Let's just go with that. Just your intuition. Just the way that with this in reverse, normally with this red dragon or this orange dragon, I see it more as like the sacral chakra, or just the red, as far as maybe it's more orange, but I just see it as like the ego, or just the persona having control, or not just having control, but being able to manipulate, having control of our will and our emotions. But with this in reverse, and with the Two of Swords as far as the supporting card, I'm seeing this as giving our trust into our intuition, and kind of letting our intuition guide us, letting the universe guide us in this time right now. I feel like that also just resonates with the messages that were received in the weekly tarot forecast that I uploaded yesterday. Another thing that I'm also seeing, especially with let me bring up the Two of Swords here. I feel like we've been in this transitional stage of going back and forth about how we feel when it has come to this new change in whatever this may pertain to in your life. If it is a change of work, or change of making some sort of money, a change of the way that you manage or maintain your relationships, just new skills that you're, or not even necessarily new skills, but old skills that you're transforming and using in a whole different way, or, just whatever it pertains to for you. It doesn't always have to be relationship related, but either way, I feel like a lot of us may have been in a space of indecision about it, maybe in a space of fear, of just not wanting to give up what we're comfortable, what we know. And we're having to kind of give up not knowing a little bit, so that you can kind of know a little bit of something you never would have known before. Like, it just all goes with that, universal law of, of give and take. And that's what I'm just receiving, is that in order to not just come into this new truth, or to be able to really believe this truth, believe this new belief that you may believe about yourself, or just new way you're seeing the world, or new way you're seeing yourself, or seeing yourself even through relationships, just whatever new truths have been revealed to you as of lately. It's just been kind of like back and forth in the aspect of, or in context with the Chariot of, being confident, of being not just confident, but ambitious, willing to kind of, I don't want to say necessarily take a risk, but it's willing to go out there and do what it needs to do, because there's an understanding of not necessarily that things are your fault, but that ultimately it's up to you to do whatever after the fact. You know what I mean? You just got to work with what you got. And just with the bubbles and also the moon aspect of our emotions, I just feel that we're just finally feeling like we can believe in ourselves. Not just believe in ourselves, but believe in our divinity, believe in our access to power, believe in our own ability to take care of ourselves, not in a sense of, again, feeling like a victim. I feel like those are the kind of energies we're leaving behind, of the martyrdom, of, you know, seeing yourself as powerless, as seeing yourself as even someone that needs someone else's approval to do what you need to do. And just lastly, tapping into the last, at the bottom 3, because I love to do things in 3s. We have the 3 of coins, as I've mentioned, but there's also the 6 of cups with this Knight of Wands. And when I first pulled it, I looked at it like this. And so the direction of the energy that I'm seeing this as is really you taking what you already know, or taking what you already use to balance yourself or stabilize yourself, and going and almost retrieving, the way that this 6 of Cups is, retrieving this Knight of Wands energy. Especially with this moon in Sagittarius, we have this Grand Fire Trine energy, I believe between Chiron and Aries. Of course, Sagittarius moon. Oh yes, and the North Node in Leo. So whenever I do see these synergetic connections to Chiron and Aries right now, I am seeing it as kind of like soul retrieval, as us going back and retrieving old parts of ourselves that we denied and that didn't validate, or didn't treat as valuable because of just, programming, the way that we were taught to feel, or just because of the need to defend ourselves. And so we, shadow away parts that make us vulnerable. And so with this Knight of Wands, I'm seeing this as, with this volcanic aspect here in this card, I'm thinking, again, not just of the root chakra, but I'm thinking of like the earth energy and the fire, the earth and fire working together, being transformed by the fire. So I'm seeing it as this, again, with this phoenix kind of energy of really bursting out of the old shell and creating like a new one. The way that volcanoes erupt and they create new land, they create a whole new, landscape of whatever the lava ends up touching. And again, even just lastly underneath that, we have this 10 of Swords in reverse, which I believe was yesterday's daily. I've got to actually keep those nearby so I can refer to those a little bit better. But it was either in the daily reading or the weekly reading. So again, all of this, I feel it's all about peeling back these layers and all of these blocks, which were really, mental blocks. It's not about anything that's physically keeping us from anything. It all starts in the mental. It all starts in the mental. When you're able to work within your own mind and release yourself of ways of thinking that you don't even really agree with, but it's just the way that you believe it is, because that's just the way people tell you life is. But if everyone has a different perspective, then you have the ability to change your perspective. You don't have to live your life the way someone else says you have to. You don't have to make your money the way someone else says you have to. You don't have to stabilize yourself the other ways people say you have to. And relating this back to relationships, I do, especially because it does have, the Six of Cups too. It is emotional. These are emotional, ties, emotional ways we've kept ourselves grounded in some way. So it doesn't have to just be relationships. Could be other methods that we kind of use as crutches to keep ourselves or make ourselves feel safe. But I just want to speak on relationships just because I feel like that's ultimately what's coming up for a lot of people. Or at least a lot of people on that have been coming to my channel, as far as not just romantically, but with their family, with their friends, with their communities, just their relationships, when we talk about the truest definition of that word. So I feel like everyone is really being forced to take not just forced to take a look, it's just being forced to see what's always been in front of your face, but you're just being able to see it in a whole different way, because the mirrors have shifted. It's just, you're just looking at it differently. Your eyes are different now. Maybe not physically, but they could be physically, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm just seeing this as whatever has to be left behind has to be left behind, but you have to go with the flow. You have to let these energies and let your intuition guide you where you ultimately not just need to be, but where your mind ultimately needs to be. Yeah, I think that's really it. So thank you so much for watching. I think that's really all that needs to be said. Just the usual. Check out the dailies for the week. Check out the weekly that I posted yesterday. Also, take a look at the description box for any more info. You can also find links to the videos there, as well as at the end of these videos. So hopefully that's easier to access for some of you that have been telling me it's been a little hard, just not as easy to figure out where the videos are for certain ones. Because once I start posting, several daily videos, the weekly videos, and easy to see. So hopefully that's been helping. And I think that's it. Stay tuned for the full moon in Capricorn video. I'll be working on that. I have a few other little things that I'm putting out, but I'll just let those come out as they will, and so you guys will see them. But yeah, I'm just really putting all my energy and love into this channel. I just like doing this, and I like doing it, of course, for myself to better understand not just the energies around and outside me, as well as, within me, but also to learn more about the, tarot in general. But I also just being able to help others in some way in the same hand. So in the same ways that you guys are, sending me love or feeling supported by me, I'm feeling very much supported by you guys. So if I feel like, or if you guys feel like I'm too eager, or I'm just like, that's just me. I'm very emotional, heart in my sleeve kind of a girl. So I just am so thankful. And even when I'm not feeling so great, I just look forward to hopefully being able to put out a message where even where I'm not feeling good or you're not feeling great, you're able to understand or know that you're not alone, that we are all going through not just our own things, but oftentimes we can be going through very similar kind of energies. And so I also think that helps for us to feel more able to trust that the universe is guiding us and is at least helping us to really reach our highest potential, reach our highest path, our highest level of life. So I'll just end it at that. Again, thank you so much. I apologize for my voice if it sounds scratchy or anything. I haven't been feeling well, so I woke up feeling a little bit better today, or not even just a little bit. I feel pretty decent right now, so I wanted to do this and not skip out on today. But If you can, definitely send me some healing. I would appreciate it. But without further ado, you guys have a wonderful Monday. Have a wonderful week. And until tomorrow, I'll speak with y'all then. Bye.